Hey y'all, welcome to Geek Freaks. I am Frank, and I'm joined by Daniel.
Hello.
How you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing good. How about you, Frank?
Doing all right, doing all right. I got a question for you, man. If 11 was in Marvel, would she join X-Men or the Brotherhood of Mutants?
Well, I was thinking about that question, especially when after you watch like Stranger Things season 4.
Yeah.
Since 11 found the Hawkins crew, I would say she would definitely join X-Men because of the guys. She's
Yeah.
a lot more nicer. But spoiler free. Is it spoiler free? If she
This part's got to be spoiler free. It's like right at the beginning.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just say X-Men then.
Okay.
But you know what I'm going with, right?
I do know. Well, see, here's my thing. I think she joined the Brotherhood of Mutants because
Really?
she's so manipulated. Like, not manipulative. She could be manipulated real easily. And I think without Mike, there's not a lot connecting her, and Hopper, not a lot connecting her to humanity. And she's
Yeah.
only seen the worst of humanity with that Papa. But he always manipulates her. So I think he would be like I think Magneto would do that as well. Like, Magneto's so
See-
smart that he'd be like, the humans are trying to kill you, so why don't you just kill all of them?
No, I see what you're talking about, but like, see, with the whole Mike and the guys, and I believe they were calling her like a superhero in the
Yeah.
first like 2 seasons. I think like, if she didn't meet Mike and Hopper and them, I would definitely see Brotherhood.
Right.
But I see meeting Mike, she liked him, and then the gang. I believe she would go X-Men for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause of
Mike definitely grounds her enough to where we're
Yeah.
okay, but yeah, she just she falls for everything. Like, whenever like Papa or somebody
Yeah.
else even like talks to her long enough, she's like, okay, that seems like a good idea. And then it's like, you are way too powerful to be so naive and just fall for anybody's traps. But
Well,
yeah, all right.
I mean, technically, she doesn't have parents. I mean, Papa is her dad. She was
Yeah,
taken
it's-
at a young age, so right when she was born, she was just taken. So she didn't
Yeah.
have that family. She only had Papa, and Papa was locking her up in a like a small little tiny room. It was like
Yeah.
a prison, technically. Doing
Which is not her fault. It's just that
Oh, it's
because
not.
of that, because of her orphan status and stuff like that, now she's like very easy to control.
See,
and
that's why
steer.
I would go with Brotherhood if she didn't meet Mike and the gang.
Mike gives her a
That's
new
why-
family. Hopper
Yes.
especially gives her a new family.
Oh, definitely.
I love Hopper so much, especially this season.
I do too.
Oh,
After
gonna talk
season
about-
3, like during season 3, like the ending, like I was so upset. I was like,
oh yeah,
dude,
I remember.
they kill freaking Billy, and then it's
I know.
like, and you're gonna kill Hopper, and I was like, nah, they ain't gonna kill Hopper. They can't do that to us.
Yeah, that'd be some nonsense. But yeah, we'll do a full review of Stranger Things. We're gonna go spoiler free for a little bit, then go spoiler filled. We're gonna be talking about the PlayStation State of Play, French government bans English gaming terms, Morbius, Xbox stuff, and then we'll have our recommendations at the end. But as for the Geek Freaks news, we have a bunch of episodes coming up, but I want to make sure to announce we have a brand new series that actually launched last week. It's been doing really, really well. It's called Headlines. It's a daily podcast under 5 minutes. So it'll just catch you up on your news real fast in the morning, generally around 9 a.m. So Pacific Standard Time. So lunchtime for some of you guys on the East Coast. But yeah, it'll just catch you up on the quick headlines, under 5 minutes, real easy. If you follow our TikToks, it's the TikTok audio, but mastered into a way where you get the 5 or 3 TikToks that release a day all in one shot. So that's the way to go. Headlines, check it out, guys. All right, let's get into our review real quick. Daniel, can you give us a rundown of Stranger Things spoiler free?
Yeah, sure. All right. Stranger Things season 4. The entire season, you're constantly bouncing across various storylines.
Yeah.
11 and the buyers are in California. 11's trying to be normal. She has no power, so she's trying to make some friends in California. And then the next storyline is Hopper. He's trapped in a Russian prison. He's trying to figure out a way to get out. And then the rest of the crew are dealing with a new mysterious villain, and there's a lot of murders going on in
fair and
Hawkins.
gruesome as hell too. Like, it's tough to watch.
So gruesome and dark. Each storyline throughout the season feels short, but is given great detail. Even though it feels short, they are long. It's like an hour,
Yeah.
hour and 20 minutes, hour 30
because the
minutes.
episode count is so weird on this thing. So we have, what do we have? 7 episodes this section.
Yes.
And then in
7.
July 1st, we're getting 2 more episodes, but one of
2
those is
more.
like 3 hours long.
Yes.
And this season, there's been like
can't
hour, half episodes, an hour. What I like about that is it's not like they're like, oh, we have to get the story down to an hour. It's like, hey, we'll end the episode when the story's done, which feels good.
Yeah. Honestly, I felt like they should have just gone longer. Like each storyline felt like they could have just done so much more, especially
That's
like
a good
Hopper.
sign.
You could have done so much more, and I'm actually happy they didn't just like cap it at like the 58 minutes or 59
Oh, it
minutes
would
like
have
they
been not
always
enough
do.
at all. No way.
It would have been just we would have been probably still happy with the show, but it would have been a little bit disappointing because you don't get all this detail.
Yeah, you'd be missing out on like Hopper's relationship with that prisoner, the prison guard, which I thought was like, it was a nice little extra part that really made like a new cool character and stuff. So they would have cut that stuff short, and that doesn't feel as cool. You know, they're teaming up at the end.
Yeah. And in the season, you get 2 new characters that join the crew, which is kind of cool. I like when they add new characters.
Yeah, especially when they're good. They do a hell of a good job casting.
Yeah. Especially like in season 3 when it was the girlfriend that was singing Never Ending Story. She was only there for like
she's so good.
5 minutes, and then but everybody loved her.
Yeah.
So,
so let's. Would you want to stop there with the spoiler free and go on to the spoiler
yeah,
field?
spoiler free. That's it.
Yeah. So, what character do you think really kind of got like the best showing this season? Without spoiling, of course, but I feel like Mike was kind of cut short. He's not as good as he normally is. It's not really Mike's season. But on the other hand, Max is killing it this season. Max is so good.
Max was big in this one for sure. I felt like Will was just like he was depressed the whole time because he's trying to figure out everything going on with himself.
Can you break down the big controversy with Will real quick that's been going on online?
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
Well, in the show, there's a point that there's a camera panned to 11, and it shows March 22nd, which is Will's birthday.
Yeah.
And they did not celebrate Will's birthday in the show. And people like pretty much figured it out. It's on social media. And then the creators had to come out and say like, we fucked up. We forgot.
Yeah.
It's funny. So when you're watching the show, like he's kind of upset, depressed. Like, I mean, you could think like, oh yeah, maybe everybody in the show just forgot his birthday. Like that's how it's supposed to be. No, they actually just totally forgot about the birthday, and then it's just him trying to figure out things.
Yeah, I love how they were like, look, we're trying to like create a new lore, right, with Vecna, this new villain.
Mm-hmm.
And we forgot one day. It's a 1 in 365 chance that they would have picked Will's birthday as the day that this is going down, but they just happened to, and it threw everything off. I just love that so much.
What do you think of Vecna as a villain?
At first, I was a little worried because it's like, oh, he's a humanoid, and like we're in a world now where we like the Demogorgon was cool, but then we got to the Mind Flayer, which was awesome, and so I was like, I'm a little worried with Vecna, but by the end, 100% down with Vecna. I love him. What do you think?
I actually like it. I like him because I don't know if you noticed it. It kind of gives you like that Jeepers Creepers vibes, like
yes.
Like the whole mind thing that he does, and then like he pretty much makes you fall asleep, and then pretty much.
Well, which is Freddy Krueger's MO, and they actually Duffer Brothers said they were inspired by Freddy Krueger, and he's actually in the series as well. The guy missing his eyes is actually Freddy Krueger, the actor. So I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I like the claw too, like because he kind of has like that Freddy Krueger like
when he like puts his hands over the kids too, like when he does that, I'm like,
and
it's just so the tension in this series is so freaking cool. Man, I'm at the edge of my seat so much.
Dude, I loved Vecna as a character. I don't know if you caught it. There's like a couple good camera shots that were done, especially so my favorite shot. I had to rewind it because I was like, oh shit. So you know when they're they're riding the bikes. And
I fucking knew you were gonna call that camera shot. It was one of the best things I've seen in so long.
That fucking shit, like it's on top, and then they go straight into him, and then all of a sudden it's like it's upside down. It's coming out. I was like, dude, that's a fucking awesome shot right there.
While I'm watching it, I'm like, this is a good shot. Oh my god, this is a great shot. Holy fuck, this is a great shot. And I just couldn't believe it because I'm like, okay, so they must have used a drone, and I'm imagining how they filmed it. They got the kids on bikes. They must have used a drone to like fly from behind the kids, in front of the kids, flip upside down, so, like the camera flipped upside down, and then go to the ground. And then they redid the shot, coming back up from the ground in the upside down, the right side up. Yeah. It was stupendous.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
I'm gonna have to cut that shot and put it in on social media.
I was like, how the hell did they do that shot? But you saying drone, I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense on how they did it.
It's got a really, I think his name's David Lynch, the guy that directed all the like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. These like quick shots where they'll like zoom in on somebody's paper real fast and then zoom into somebody's like it's jarring in a good way. Like it like makes you understand like we got to go quick. I love that kind of directing and editing. And yeah, it really reminds me a lot of Wes Anderson does it sometimes too. It's really well done. Like when Wes Anderson like puts things down on a table, he does the same kind of shots. But yeah. So yeah, editing, music. What did you think with the music in this thing? We've already got a number one on the charts.
Music, I love the music. That 80s song, whatever that was called.
I've already been listening to it. I don't remember the name of it though. What's it called?
I already forgot the name of it. Yeah, but yeah, I've listened to that song in the past. I love it. It was perfect too. Like that scene with Max when she's like taken by Vecna.
I can't explain how good that freaking scene was, man. Dude, I haven't actually legitimately gave a shit in a horror movie until then. Like I was actually like, no, please stop her, please stop her. I was like actually caring, yeah.
And then like, dude, I was watching actually like reaction to it, and people were just freaking crying and shit. And I was just like, so dude, I was like, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh no, don't kill Max. Like, yeah, I actually like Max.
Me too. Well, she's kind of newer, like compared to the other one. So you're like thinking in your head, probably like, if they're gonna kill off any of the kids, it would probably be Max, who's the kind of newer one. But we fall in love with her, especially this season, and then especially because of what happened to her brother last season. Yeah. And then, all right, we're probably gonna start tiptoeing into spoiler area. So let's go ahead and give out that warning. Spoiler warning, guys! If you haven't watched season 4, part 1 of Stranger Things, and please go do it. I can't explain how good this is.
Yeah.
All right, we're into spoiler zone. But yeah, that moment when it's happening, and then Billy shows up, and it was just like, oh, you guys are tearing my soul out right now.
They brought Billy back. I was so happy. I was like, yes. But they didn't really do anything with him. They just like brought him back to scare her. But it was
just a reminder of how good that character's development was. Billy's development was so perfect.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
He was first on season 2, right?
Yeah, and he was just like the jerk older brother who might be abusive, we thought, but we found out later on.
And racist. Because
he was
always trying to
full-on asshole. Yeah, he was a full-on asshole. Then we see him in season 3 when he's like the lifeguard, and he's like macking on moms, and
yeah, he's that.
And eventually he gets like corrupted, and the finale when he gets stabbed by the mind flayer. Oh man.
And he's like helping all the kids. Oh man. That was so good. That was pretty sad. What does it say? What did you think of the her like trying to get back 11 trying to get back her powers?
You know, I felt like they really regressed that character a lot this season. It was actually a bit of a detriment because it's the same thing with Spider-Man. They do it with Spider-Man every so often, or a lot of superheroes. They lose their power and they got to gain them back. It feels so slow. And it's like, you're 11, man, rip things apart. And it became the most important scene, but the build-up to it was so hard. And it was a scene that I kind of was calling a little bit earlier, but they did hide it quite well because the guy they cast to play number 1 he's creepy tenfold. And the whole time you're watching scenes with him, you got to remember that not only is he talking to Jane or 11, but he's talking to her when she's a little child from season 1, not now, the 18-year-old. So there's like, it adds a level of creepiness to it, that, in my opinion. But it pays off in the very end. What'd you think of that whole system of her getting her powers back and the relationship they were building up between her and Papa and her number 1?
Actually, I like scenes kind of like that. Like she's trying to get her powers back because then it gets you those goosebumps once she finally gets it. Like especially like once you go through that whole episode, and then like she's fighting him, kind of thing.
That was fucking cool. It was a long like explanation of what's going on. Like they explained for like good 15 minutes. Like I'm number one, but it was so cool the whole time.
Yeah, watching the like towards that end, I was like, dude, this guy is like, he has to be Vecna. This guy has to be fucking Vecna. And then like sure enough, he was
pretty hard. Yeah.
And then what was I saying? Yeah, so once she finally like started fighting him, she remembered what happened because she forgot a lot of her memories.
Right, which is what they use to fuel their abilities. But I will say, did you catch the fact that when Vecna's about to destroy her like he does everybody else, or number one, we can call him whatever we want at this point. What was his real name? We wrote it down. Henry
Creel.
So Henry Creel turned number one, turned into Vecna. But yeah, he leveled up 3 times. But his final evolution is Vecna. But yeah, when he's like destroying her, she thought of Will and her friends to stop him and overpower him. So I have a feeling it's going to boil down to they teach them to use like fear and anger for their power. And then she's going to learn to be more powerful by using the kids and Hope and Love and Hopper and stuff like that to be even stronger than that. Like there's going to be a little bit more morality that like actually Hope and Love is more powerful than fear and anger. Do you think that's a possibility?
That's definitely a possibility. I don't know how the kids are going to be like in the next part 2. Like, are the kids even gonna be able to be evolved? Because like Vecna's Vecna, so he's just gonna fucking like twist them and then just break all their bones and shit.
Yeah, but they get into his house and that throws him off. Actually, like when Max got into his house, that threw his shit off. So I think there is some weaknesses there, and the kids are gonna figure it out. I mean, they straight up have a portal now where they just in a bad rope ladder or whatever to be able to go back and forth between the places. It's about Nancy though.
Yeah, what's gonna happen with Nancy? Like we were left like cut off. Now we don't even know. Like he's there. Like he got her. So is he gonna just talk to her, or is he actually?
Yeah, something's up there because unlike most others, even Max he was chasing down. Unlike most others, he's actually showing Nancy what his life was like, which I know was for the audience because it was being mirrored and echoed by the 11 scenes. So the entire time we're like being explained, but. It's a little
Could
weird.
it have been because he was talking to his dad, though? Maybe he talked to his dad in jail, in the prison.
Oh, because she talked to his... You're right. I see what you're saying. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe something with that.
Yeah, maybe she's like, here's my side of the story. You heard my dad's side of the story. Here's what really happened. Yeah, I liked it. Boy, when he killed his own mom, though. Oh, my God. When you saw that scene again, but from his point of view, you're like, I'm not gonna lie, monster.
I think I was a little bit more upset when he was killing the little critters, the animals. So I was like,
I was too. Yeah, that little rabbit. That I don't like seeing that shit on TV. I don't like when people hurt animals. I can't see shit like Please kill adults. Just kidding.
Hey, what do you think of the new character that they added? The guy with the long hair.
For this life of me, I can't think of it. Eddie, right? Is it Eddie? Maybe it's Eddie. Anyways,
pizza delivery guy.
Oh, that one. Oh, there's 2 different guys with long hairs that they added.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did actually.
There's the one from the Hellfire Club. I freaking love him. I like him so well.
He's funny.
And I love that he's like part of the friendship now. And I like that they're resparkling. We'll get to that. I want to talk about that new romance that's coming up. The other guy, the guy that's always high, that I'm not going to bother learning his name, annoys the shit out of me. What about you? Do you think the same?
Oh, yeah. He was annoying the shit out of me, too. I was like, I hope this guy gets, like, killed, like, off, like, right away.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He was just, he was just freaking out.
He was just too high to be funny, you know?
Yeah. The Hellfire guy, I actually like.
I love him. Yeah.
And then I like how he was, like, jealous of, I'm horrible with names. Nancy's old boyfriend.
Yeah, I know. Like, I can't. Hold on, I'm looking at him right now. Hold on.
What's his name?
It's Steve Harrington. I've got them all right here, and I'm not reading them. I should be reading them.
I like how he was jealous of Steve because all the kids talk about Steve.
Yeah,
and he's that mom of the kids.
Yeah,
I fucking love that.
That through storyline of all of Stranger Things, the fact that Steve is always a babysitter. It's the best. It is the best. Steve is just like okay, so let's talk about this. The fact that obviously Nancy and Steve are going to get back together. Leaving Jonathan on the outside, but Jonathan is kind of like he's lost and not sure where to go. So I think him and Nancy together is not well because Nancy knows what she wants to do now. I like the idea that in season 1, when Nancy and Steve were together, neither of them were the people they needed to be together. But since then, we saw Steve. He's hanging out with the kids. He's a much better person than he was in season 1, the beginning of season 1.
He's not that trying to be that popular kid anymore.
No, now he's just a hell of a nice guy. There's actually a clip from like season 3 where he sees Dustin for the first time, and they come out and they greet each other. They both have like the same lightsaber moves together. It's pure gold. If you need a smile in a day, I'll put it up on YouTube for you guys, or Twitter. But I like, and then Nancy became like this independent journalist. Like she's like super headstrong now, which before I think she was too passive. So I think now they're actually perfect for each other. I fucking love that shit, man. That's so well thought out. So
it definitely was. Like I like the whole Steve kid relationship. I think that was
it's golden.
Well done.
Yeah.
I had another question, but can't remember. You got any other questions?
I'm good. We're at 20 minutes of a review for this so far, so we could go with anything else. But last thoughts on this, and what do you want to see from the next 2 parts?
Well, I want to see a big fight. Like I want to see them fight. I want to see like psychic abilities throughout the whole next 2 episodes. I want to see them pushing each other, fucking trying to hurt each other. That's what I want to see. Like that's why I like Stranger Things. Like when 11 was able to use her powers, that's what I liked about it. So I want to see that.
She can, and they're more powerful than ever, it looks like. So I'm excited to see
and I honestly want to see the kids actually fight Vecna. That would be kind of awesome too. Like actual like weapons.
Well, there's a scene from the original trailer of season 4, but was not in the first part, where God, I can't remember his name. Hellfire Club guy. We'll know all the names when the time comes. When we do this again in a month.
Yeah.
Where he's standing on top of the mobile home in the Upside Down, playing his guitar to attract all the bats to him, or to distract the bats from. And it was such a dope shot. I remember seeing it like, man, I don't know what's going on here, but it's dope. I don't know who that guy is either. But it's that drone shot again, coming from far, coming in on him, and he's out there like rocking out on a guitar while all the bats start to swarm around him. And I was like, that's fucking cool. And that's before knowing what was going on. Now I know what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, this is their portal inside out, of the Upside Down.
I do have one question. So, you know how Vecna was only going after the kids? Yeah. Is there a reason why he was only going after kids?
So I think it's because he was ignored as a kid, and so like he's going after the kids that have had troubled past with like abusive parents, stuff like that. He saw that his parents weren't perfect. His dad was had like war crimes when he was in World War II or something similar to that. And I'm not sure what the deal with his mom, but he clearly didn't like her. And so that was kind of the deal, was that he was helping, in his mind, kids escape their abuse. That's why he went to Max. But I don't know why he's going after Nancy, because Nancy doesn't have that kind of past.
Yeah, so that's why, like I said, I think it's because she talked to her, the dad.
That was a good call.
He technically didn't do the whole thing he was doing with all the other kids. He was scaring them, giving them nightmares.
You're right.
Like
she hasn't had any of the clock scenes, which was terrifying. What a good storytelling device when you just hear that clock slow down scene or sound, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, something's going down.
Yeah, like you don't see any of that. But again, you didn't see that in Max's story till towards like episode 2, the end of 2, 3, or whatever.
We found out that she's been seeing him though. Like we found out that she was having headaches and stuff. It was like
headaches. Yeah. So I don't know.
It's a must watch though, right?
Yeah. I was gonna ask too. What would you rate this if you were able to rate this season?
I mean, I hate to throw them out there, man. I really do, but I can't think of. I'll give it an A, because that dude's always getting high. Those scenes drove me fucking nuts. So it's not an A+. It's an A. Strong A.
Strong A. I'll give it an A also. Like I really, really liked it. Out of all the other seasons, like definitely loved this one. This one was my favorite. I was ready to rewatch it right after I finished it.
Same, man. Yeah. Would you want to do a watch party for the second 2 episodes?
That'd be kind of hard because it's gonna be like 6 hours, aren't they?
Well, one's 3 hours. I think the other one's like an hour and 20 or something like that. I'll have to look. So it's about 4 hours, but I'll get pizza and we'll get the couches all set up comfortably and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's fucking
I'm off that. Actually, I'm off that day. So,
you bet your ass you're off that day one way or another.
Yeah, I know. I already told all the guys at work. I was like, technically, if I'm not off this day, I'm going to be off. I'm calling it sick this day. I have to.
Oh man. All right, let's go into the French government bans English gaming terms. So like esports, you have to say it in French now. If you're now, this is only for those who actually work for the French government. The reason they're doing this is because they feel like because America and these terms are from America, they're all in English, that they're becoming so popular that their employees are starting to lose their language. You speak Portuguese, you speak Spanish. What do you think about countries wanting to try to preserve their language like this? What do you think?
Uh, well, I was actually researching this. I could see why they're kind of preserving because, like for Portuguese, I can't really just say esports. I can't.
Yeah.
You have to make up the word or like kind of like break it down to say it in Portuguese. Like you would have to say pretty much entertainment of sports or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
some
video
sort of like
games of
electronic sport.
sports.
Yeah.
And the English. I definitely see why they want to preserve their own language. I would definitely see other countries doing the same thing.
Yeah, it just makes it hard when we're so connected. You know, like I play with people from other countries all the time. And so the idea that like, well, now you got to say something different. Like I understand it's just their employee. So there's a not a clear cut thing like this, but it's weird that governments are also trying to make sure that like we're not as connected. Does it feel like that to you?
Yeah, but I don't think they want us to use the English word. That's what they don't want us to do. They don't want to like a French-speaking person to say an English word in their whatever they're trying to talk. Like they don't want to say. They don't want them to like talk about something and like, oh, do you watch esports? And then they're using English. I mean, that's probably pretty much what they're upset about. And like when I speak Portuguese, like there's words I have to just say in English.
Oh, it
like,
happens all the time.
Yeah. And then people do get offended though. Portuguese people do get
Do they
upset
really?
about that.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Because I've sat around, all my life I've sat around tables where everybody's speaking Portuguese but me, but you get the conversation, right?
Yeah.
And there are plenty of times where they'll be like, they'll even do I'm sure you've heard it in Portuguese where it's like they're talking and like, jeans, or whatever. Yeah. They'll just say it like they'll do, and they'll just say it in English so it's done, and they go back to Portuguese. I didn't know anybody was taking offense to that though.
Yeah, I know people that do take offense to it, but this ban, are they gonna like give you a citation if you say esports? Like
if you if you're so here it is. So if you're a French government employee and you use it in an official capacity. So basically, if you're emailing somebody else that's an employee, or if you're emailing anybody from like your email that's .France government, and it says like, yo, did you check out those esports last night? But all in French except for the esports part. Then you're in trouble. You actually get like a citation. You're written up for saying esports.
Really?
But other things too. So I'm saying esports, we're using that as an example, but also like GG, streaming is one of them. Dude, streaming, how are you not going to say that? Like, what is the French how would you translate in Portuguese streaming and then explain what that would be 100%?
I wouldn't be able to. Like, I'd be like, I would ask my mom and then like, hey mom, how would I say streaming? And then she'd be like, what is streaming?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, some of this language. Yeah. I mean, if you think about the English version of what streaming is, it's like it's a river. It's a small river. Yeah. So how did we make it into something like that? So if they're explaining it, are they going off of like the French version of a small river, or are they going off of like continuous video transmission from a server?
Like, there wouldn't be like an actual term. You just, like I said, you would have to break that down on what it is. You wouldn't like actually say streaming. You'd be like, it's a thing that we use to watch TV on different platforms.
What a pain in the ass that is.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, because there's sometimes like guys at my work, they'll ask me questions like, how do you say this in Portuguese? I'm like, I don't know. That's fucking new to the Portuguese language. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I would never be able to say like esports in Portuguese.
And we're so connected now that
Yeah.
How do you, like, why would you even bother switching to a different language, in my opinion? Because we're all connected way more than ever. I mean, the world is so much smaller now. I was just talking about this yesterday. We've got friends in Portugal, Hosanna, Melo, and stuff like that. Shout out to Hosanna. And I was sending her a video, and my grandpa wanted me to actually, like, take a DVD, put it in the mail, and send it to her. And I'm like, I'm going to send her the YouTube clip, bro. So I just sent her the YouTube clip, and he's like, well, when are you going to put the DVD in the mail? I'm like, she literally has the clip right now of exactly what you wanted. And it took a long conversation for him to understand that, like,
Really?
she could see it right now. And he's like, well, why do I have the DVD then? I'm like, I don't know why you have the DVD. You don't need it. But, yeah, I guess it's a generational thing, too. I think with a younger version of politician in France, they'll realize that, like, we're international now more than ever. You can't close that box up. That's just how it is.
Like, so, like, there's no way really to say esports. Is there a way they could just make up a French word to say esports?
Well, France put out a list of terms for replacements. So for esports, I can't say them. I mean, they're French as all hell. But like for esports, you probably go like electronic sports, and then you just say that in French. Streaming, though, I know there's a replacement for it, and I just don't know what it is because, again, streaming is actually a nickname within itself because it's not actually a stream.
Yeah.
So that's and there's all kinds of them. There's a list of them that they had to replace it, but everything you guys would think of, like even the term of like, I think internet is one that already has a French translation, but they want to make sure you use the French translation of it. It just feels so old school.
I was trying to pronounce all the French ones.
How'd you do?
Pretty horrible.
Yeah, I didn't even guess.
Yeah.
I was recording headlines, and I'm like, I'm going to skip all these guys. We're not going to say those. It's impossible. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the State of Play, which actually was really solid. These PlayStation State of Plays are often a little bit of a dud, but we had a lot in this one. Final Fantasy 16 has a release date of summer 2023. It's only going to be on the PS5. Are you playing this one?
I don't have a PS5. I don't have a PS5.
Well, you're gonna buy a Switch here soon. We finally have Daniel buying a Switch, guys. We got the Kickstarter together. You guys, for the price of one coffee a day, you guys can get Daniel a Switch. We got him one now. No, he's buying one for what game you?
Buying
Pokemon.
One. Yeah, the new Pokemon. So I got like a month, right? Isn't it a couple months?
I got a couple months. I think it's a couple months.
So,
I know Nintendo's quick with their games, though. It's tough.
Yeah. Or should I? Nah,
no,
I don't need a PS5 yet.
Get the Switch. Buy the PS5 in a year.
Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for that new Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't Final Fantasy 15 when I tried that out. Man,
that's horrible.
That was a terrible game.
Oh yeah.
What do you think they're gonna change that's gonna make this game better? Are they gonna use like the Final Fantasy 7 remake lessons, or what are they gonna do?
I would assume they're gonna go off of the 7 remake, and then hopefully they don't do the whole car thing again because that was just
so
garbage. And like the group thing, 7 had the group thing too, but it was worse. Like the new 15 was shitty. It was too clunky.
I played for like 20 minutes and I was like, this is terrible. Why do people play Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Dude, I downloaded it like 3 times and I just can never get past the first part. Like it's just so bad.
And it's not even for being like a hard game. It was a really piss poor game. So I was like, I don't want to play this.
I'd rather play the older ones than play that 15.
Did you try 7 remake yet?
No, because I'm too cheap. But once it gets to like $30, then I'll cop it.
Oh, he's gonna cop it at 30. All right, you let me know when it gets down on sale, then I'll buy it too. I gotta play. I have never played a Final Fantasy game beyond the intro for Final Fantasy 15, and I did play Final Fantasy 14, which a lot of people say that doesn't count.
Get the remake. The remake everybody loved.
All right, so let's go on to our next thing from State of Play. We have Resident Evil 4 is getting a remake, and it's planned for March 24th, 2023. Aren't you a fan of Resident Evil 4?
I actually did like Resident Evil 4. I'll definitely buy it if it's cheap enough. It's probably not gonna be cheap. It's gonna be like $60-something or whatever. But probably, I used to love Resident Evil 4, but I think Resident Evil 2 is more my favorite. Yeah,
Resident Evil 4 was a story, problematic, if you know what I'm saying. Like, does it age well? Because I think there was something wrong with the story, right? Because it takes place like in Africa, and they were pretty.
Yeah, it takes place in some village. I already forgot where, and you're looking for the president's daughter.
That's what it is. So they said that they're going to kind of change the story up a little bit for Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah, they said it's going to feel the same. It's going to be generally the same, but they want to tweak some stuff. And it sounds like there was some problematic scenes from Resident Evil 4, the original, and they want to make sure that to kind of upgrade that and update it a little bit.
I seen some shots on it. It looked darker. Like they
Yeah.
didn't look the same, but I mean, I'm excited to actually get my hands on it and play it.
If I
When
were
they did
if I were to
what?
finally play a Resident Evil game, which one should I play?
Either 2 or 4, honestly.
What about Village? You don't think Village is the best one to jump in on?
Actually, Village is good too.
Yeah.
Village, oh no, but you can't play Village unless you play the other one, the one before that, because the one before.
Oh, they
that,
lead into it. I remember watching you
Yeah.
stream that when you streamed for a little while there. You used to stream
Yeah.
7. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
you have to play the one before, and then, well, I would play it. I would
Alright.
play it.
I'll check it out then. Resident Evil Village, speaking of that game, is getting a VR version, which sounds terrifying to me. But
Yeah.
would you try VR? Do you have a VR?
No, I don't have VR. Don't I tried VR on different like a buddy's system, but I didn't really care for VR. I just want to play.
You get
it.
headaches watching your monitor when there's too much
I
motion.
know. That's
You can't
why I
play
was like,
Sky.
nah,
You can't play Skyrim, guys. You can't play Skyrim because it's too intense.
Too intense.
He gets car sickness from Skyrim. Oh man.
No, well, like I could play like Grand Theft Autos. I just can't play like Skyrim or like Fallout.
So many good games. It's the first person thing.
Motion sickness. I don't even
Yeah.
know how you're getting motion sickness from walking.
I just love the idea of you sitting in your computer chair playing Skyrim and like, oh, and falling out of your chair. It's like,
I need to throw up.
shit's so intense. Oh, my God. All right, Street Fighter 6 is coming 2023 as well. It's using the Resident Evil 7 and 8 engine. It's called RE engine from Capcom. They said they're going to be adding open world to this fighting game. That to me is a downer because I like just Street Fighter as a fighting game. Do you think they're going to do okay making like a campaign for this or not?
Honestly, that sounds actually pretty cool. Like I hate when it's just like, you know, it's like 2 characters like facing each other and then you're fighting. Those games are kind of boring to me. That's why I don't
You burn
ever
through that
waste my-
content too fast. Yeah.
Oh, you burn through it. So it'd be kind of fun, actually. Like you're in the streets or wherever, and you're actually like running around,
And
actually
you initiate a
fighting
fight
somebody.
or something.
Yeah, and then it'd be kind of like more challenging, I guess. And especially if you could like, if it's an open world and you could use the environment, like you could jump off a building. And just
That
fucking-
would be cool. Yeah, so all of a sudden, like, let me attack Blanca from this rooftop so I could jump on his ass.
I bet you like Street Fighter people are like so upset with what I said right there.
I am sure.
But,
We'll have to talk to the Route
honestly,
3 guys who like literally do that as an esport. Let's see what they say.
Like I might actually try it out now, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
You try it out, stream it so I can watch you. You got to stream more. We haven't had you streaming in a long time. Gotta
Yeah,
set you
because
up.
my OBS screwed up, and then
Excuses,
Never.
excuses. Look at that face.
and plus I barely even have time to play video games anymore. Like,
Dude, ain't that the truth though? God, it feels like I haven't played
So
much games
sad.
at all this last
the
2
only
weeks.
the last game I actually got addicted to was Elden Ring. I beat that.
They
but-
nerfed the shit out of Elden Ring. You hear about that?
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, shit. All the times I struggled.
Yeah. Speaking of
That boss that they nerfed too. Like that was actually not that hard because I was so out leveled.
oh, so you went
was
in and
out
whooped his
leveling.
ass, whooped their
Oh
ass.
yeah.
Forbidden West, Horizon Forbidden West is getting a new game plus mode and ultra hard mode. Now the reason they're doing this, I think, is because of Elden Ring. I think because the games came out
really?
this, like a week from each other, so I think they're like,
Yeah.
look, you guys like that Elden Ring super hard mode? Here's one for Horizon Forbidden West. Do you think that game needs to be kind of like a little bit tough? Because I'll admit, I played on easy, but I'll admit the game is generally easy. You have a lot of distance. You could strafe and shoot arrows the entire time. You don't actually have to swing in on an animal ever. Do you think that game needed to have a bit of a hard mode?
I never actually really played it. I only watched you play it.
Oh, that's a good idea because it
So-
was a good show.
Did you actually beat it?
I'm still beating it. I'm working on it.
What
It's-
the?
I have multiple games I'm playing, Daniel. Dungeons don't run
Oh.
themselves. Someone's got to get
Oh
Keymaster,
my
which I just got,
goodness.
folks. I just got Keymaster, so you know I'm a little impressed with myself. I will admit. Did you
Oh,
get Keymaster?
Yeah, about that.
But you are ahead of me on Classic. I will say you beat me on Classic so far.
I am.
I gotta catch up
But
with you.
back to the Horizon Forbidden West. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have like a hard mode, but I don't think that game really needs a hard mode because it's not about I don't believe you have to like dodge mechanics like that, like in Elden Ring. They're gonna entirely one shot you. I would assume. When I was watching you play, they're usually using magic abilities, right? The robots.
Well, yeah, electronic ability. Yeah.
Yeah. So
AOE stuff. Yeah.
uh, I mean, I don't think it really needs a hard mode. What do you think?
I don't think so because I always play it on easy mode, so I'm there for the story for the most part. I'm a
Oh, your
pansy like that.
squeaks.
Yeah, like squeaks. I know. I could already imagine Sammy is typing so hard on his phone right now to talk shit. Yes, I play on easy mode, and please don't be mean to me about it. Don't make fun
See,
of me.
I love playing it at least on normal, so it's a
Yeah.
little difficult.
Some games I do play on normal. Like I actually, the next games we talk about, I played those on normal, and I would replay them on hard because they were that good. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to debate that. Like, what games are okay to play on? That we could do a pushing buttons about that. Note to self: normal versus hard mode. All right, let's talk about this last thing here. Spider-Man Remaster and the Miles Morales games are both headed to PC. Please tell me you played both these, Daniel.
No, I have not because I don't own a PlayStation.
You could have played them on PS4.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Look at the
Oh, shit.
he's playing dumb, folks. He's so full of shit. He's so full.
Well, hey, I'll buy it for PC now. I
You-
will actually.
I will rebuy these for PC. Actually, I think I'll rebuy both of them. They are so freaking good, man.
I'm actually down to actually buy them for PC. That's awesome. They're coming.
I wish they'd come up with a co-op mode so like I could be Miles Morales and you could be Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Peter Parker Spider-Man. That would be so
that would
cool.
be awesome if they had a co-op mode.
The ending to the Spider-Man one is it's better than most of the movies, I will say. Like when you're fighting Doc Ock on the side of a building, it's so rewarding. The Miles Morales ending was good but not great, but being Miles Morales was the best too. And I'm so ready to swing around cities again. That shit is great. Please go play those if you haven't played them yet. And then yeah, they're coming to PC very soon. All right, next up we're gonna be talking about Morbius is returning to theaters. Can you believe it? Have you watched Morbius yet?
No, I just heard reviews on it.
Yeah, you figured I might as well just save a couple hours of my life and do anything
Yeah.
else. I read the
I've
back
heard-
of magazines first.
I've heard like critics were like hating on the movie, right? And then
Yeah.
like people are actually enjoying the movie though.
That's why it's back in theaters. So enough people enjoyed it that they were making it like basically like just trolling, but they were making like a lot of Morbius memes. People have been talking like no joke, Daniel. People keep streaming it on Twitch, and Marvel's not stopping them. They're like, yeah, go ahead and stream.
Really?
Yeah, people are streaming the entire movie on Twitch, and Marvel is not stopping them at all. Sony's not stopping them either. So it's like they just don't care about this thing. Now, over 1,000 theaters just brought it back into theaters this week. So everybody hyping it up and talking about it. You guys could go watch it at theaters. You didn't do it the first time because the movie flopped like crazy. Here's your chance to give it a second shot.
Wow.
Based off of viewer reaction, what are your chances now of watching it in theaters?
No chance at all. Actually,
If it had a Venom
I don't know.
cameo, you might watch it.
I would definitely watch it.
Yeah.
If it was like if Venom was in it, by any chance, I would definitely watch it.
Such a Venom
but
fanboy.
I don't know. Like I never cared for him as an actor.
Jared
What's his
Leto,
name?
dude, he's burning
Jared
up.
Leto.
Yeah. Oh, and there's that whole Tron thing. Actually, I just talked about it on headlines. We didn't have time to talk about it here. But basically, they planned on the guy who made Tron Legacy, which is one of our favorite movies.
Yeah.
He said that it got canceled because they just got Star Wars and Marvel, so they were worried about that more than Tron, so they decided to basically cancel it. Now, Jared Leto is making a new Tron movie at some point. And it's like, I don't want that. I want Tron Ascension was what it was going to be called. And it was going to continue the story about like digital characters becoming physical, like at the end of Tron. And now it's all thrown away because of Star Wars and Marvel. It sucks. And then we got to wait for like Jared Leto to mess it up somehow.
Yeah, and then I seen that Morbius 2. They're working on Morbius 2.
Well,
Like-
it was a bit of a joke. So he put out,
Oh, is it?
yeah, because Jared Leto being
okay.
quote unquote funny, pretended like he had the script in his hand. He's trying to hide it from his friend, and it said Morbius 2, now more Morbin or something like that. And it was like, ugh, dude, you're annoying. I dislike you so much.
I'll definitely watch it, Morbius, when it comes out on just DVD.
Yeah.
I guess I'll watch it, or actually on a streaming site. I'll definitely watch it.
Just got to
but I'm
catch
not
the right
gonna
Twitch stream, man.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna be on I'm not gonna go to theaters to watch that. I still need to go see Maverick.
I
Yeah.
gotta watch the first one. I was just talking to somebody about that. I gotta watch the
You
first
never
movie.
seen Top Gun?
That's the fucking reaction I get every time too. I've never seen Top Gun. I know. I'm a cinephile
like
a little bit there. You think I'd watch it? It's one of the
dancing?
big ones. I love the music. You know,
Yeah.
Danger Zone. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I need to go watch that. I prefer to watch that over Morbius because Jared Leto. I've been disappointed with every movie he's been in. So.
Oh yeah. Well, we got new Jurassic World Dominion next week.
Yeah.
That I'll be excited to watch. But
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that too.
the crazy good reviews on Maverick. I just gotta watch Top Gun. I can't avoid it. It's
Yeah.
just that huge how good the reviews are. So I'll catch it. Last bit of news we're gonna be talking about is Xbox is developing something called Keystone, which will be a dongle, is what they're calling it. I like to say the word dongle. They're gonna plug it into the back of your TV. It'll be like Chromecast, and you're able to stream all Xbox games from Game Pass and Xbox Game Cloud to your TV or basically any monitor. What if this thing costs? Let's say this thing costs $100. Would you buy it?
No,
Why not?
because well, for me, I only need my PC. I only want to be on my PC, and then. Are you able to take that anywhere? Like,
Yeah.
not just at your house? Oh, you could go anywhere.
You can go
like-
anywhere. It's just like
Oh.
HDMI on one side. You plug it into your TV. You plug it into anybody's TV, and then it'll connect to controllers, and you can play Xbox games on there. You can stream Xbox games onto there. $100. I'm assuming that'll be near the
And-
price because they said they specifically said it'll be cheap.
Yeah, I'm assuming like you could use that for Netflix and all that stuff too, right?
Probably it'll probably have all the apps on there just like you would on an Xbox account.
Okay, never mind. Maybe I might actually buy it, especially if like now with the whole COVID thing kind of dying down a little bit.
Dying down, yeah.
We'll be going places like hotels and stuff.
Oh God,
Like,
I'm
it'll
so
be-
ready. Oh, you just brought up a good point there. Playing at the hotel is a good idea.
Not even playing. I'm just thinking more like watching some TV because usually you get
Netflix, yeah.
the whatever TV. If it gives you like all those streaming sites too on it, like you use Peacock and all that.
Well, you could do
stuff.
that with an Amazon Fire or a Roku or
I
something.
mean, that
like
is true. I mean, it'd be good too if you got kids. Take that with you. They're at the hotel room. You're chilling. Like, definitely, I could see it being a purchase. Definitely.
I just a side story. You reminded me of it. My friend was having a bachelor party. I was the one hosting it, and so we rented a room at the Jackson Rancheria Casino. And the idea was like, man, we are gonna party and gamble all night. I brought an Xbox just for like, if you guys are bored, we can play Xbox. We spent majority of the night in a hotel room playing Dead or Alive on the
Really?
Xbox, taking turns. It was like maybe 2 or 3 a.m. that we went out to the casino. We were playing Dead or Alive, taking turns on that the entire night, like super
Wow.
late. Yeah, but then later on, me and my friend DePello finally went out there and started playing cards and stuff. But man, you got me thinking. Like really, keeping an Xbox dongle, the Keystone in your backpack would be really smart for going on trips if you're a traveling person.
Trips, yeah. If you have family games, if you're going to like a family gathering, hey, you guys want to play a little Xbox?
Or, like the kids are spending the night at Grandma Grandpa's house. Generally, Grandma Grandpa's house is boring as all hell. So, you bring a dongle and you're good to go.
Yeah.
They got to call it dongle.
That's honestly, it's not bad. Is it actually gonna be $100 or?
It sounds like it'll be that or cheaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, let's finish things off with our recommendations for the week. I'll start off with my recommendation for you guys at home is to check out the Orville. It's called New Horizon now. It's Orville New Horizon. They just started on Hulu, and it's a lighthearted Star Trek clone. It's a lot of fun. It's always been ran by Seth MacFarlane, who is the guy who created Family Guy, American Dad, Cleveland Show. So check it out, guys. It's called the Orville. This new kind of it's like I would say like a soft reboot, really, because it's a new service. It was on Fox TV station. Now it's over on Hulu original, and it's called the Orville New Horizon. I think it's called New Horizon. Check it out, guys. It's a lot of fun, and boy, the money they put into the sets is kind of blowing my mind a little bit. So check that out. What's your recommendation for the week, Daniel?
Stranger Things, honestly.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Stranger Things. I was like, man, should I make up some? Nah, everybody needs to watch Stranger Things. Even if you haven't watched any of the seasons, you need to just get into Stranger Things. That show is amazing. I freaking love it.
Kevin has not watched Stranger Things. Can you believe that?
I can't believe that.
Or Batman. He hasn't watched Batman movies. We're working on that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do sloops with him.
MG. Have you seen The Boys yet?
I'm gonna watch The Boys soon. I plan on watching it and talking a little bit about it now, but we haven't had time. So we'll talk about The Boys next week for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all take it easy. Bye.